Welcome to Fortitude and Flow, the podcast. Today's episode is about Kurtyss Cooper, who is a professional chef from England, Greater London. You are here to talk about your food journey, and you have also owned several businesses in South Spain. Welcome.
Thank you very much, man. Absolute pleasure to be here. I've got to say, I love the setup, man. I'm very, very impressed. We've seen each other grow over the last kind of 5 years. We've known each other, and it's really nice to see all those things that we talk about finally coming to fruition.
Indeed it is, and thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's nice to see that you also have come a long way, and after all this hard work.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's been a difficult 5 years, but we're here. We're surviving.
We are definitely surviving and thriving, and a lot of good things are coming our way now, and it's actually very good now.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is network. You know,
Definitely.
You don't. Selfishness doesn't help anybody. You know, you help those around you, and if the others around you help you, then we all grow and we all succeed. And I think that's what we need to be focusing on. Focus on your neighbor, not yourself, and we'll all be okay.
Exactly, it's easier to build up something good when we are helping each other as well.
For real.
So I think we should start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You have had an incredible journey when it comes to the food and the passion for food and developing yourself and train yourself to be a very good chef. You
Appreciate
work
that,
really
man.
hard, I know.
Yeah.
So from kitchen to fire.
Yeah.
How did your culinary background led to creating hot sauces, and also you got into... Yeah, actually, you can start getting into... Where did you find your passion for food?
I mean, I've always had a passion for food. My parents were very kind of adventurous. My mum always says, you know, when I was a baby, whatever they had, they used to put in a blender and give it to me. When times were hard, we'd have nothing in the cupboard, and there'd always be a great meal on the table. So I think I've always had a passion for food. But I was a bit of a loner at school, and I used to come home from school when I was quite young, watch things like Food and Wine with Lloyd Grossman, watching Ready Steady Cook, Ainsley Harriott, all these kind of things, and there was a great comfort in it, you know. And I think it laid down the groundwork for me in later life, because I just found so much inspiration from food, you know. So from a very, very young age, I always had a keen interest.
And you did study to be a chef, and then you started working.
I studied I studied to be a chef after I'd become a chef. Strangely, I studied to be a photographer. When I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school when I was 15, and I was very lucky. I had a kind of teacher that took me under a wing after I got kicked out of school and allowed me to study things like poetry, photography, digital media, and I loved it. So I went on to college. Excuse me. I went on to college, and for about 2 years I was studying multimedia, digital photography, photo editing. And when I came out of that, everything I'd learned you could do on your phone for free from an app on Google Play.
God bless the technology.
God bless technology. Yeah. So it was a bit disheartening when I came out, and I went off the rails a little bit as a teenager with struggling to find work. But my father allowed me to work with him on the door on a hotel. It was work security, Long Island Exchange in Rickmansworth, Hertfordshire. And one day the manager runs out. All the chefs have left. He said, "I need somebody who can cook. I need a chef. We're desperate." I said, "Oh, I can cook." He said, "Well, what's your experience?" I said, "Well, breakfast, lunch, and dinner." And he said, "Well, how do you cook a burger?" I said, "You put it on the grill until it's brown." He said, "Right, I'll give you one evening. if you can get in there and sort it out, I'll give you the chef job, kitchen manager. I must have been about 19 at the time, and I'll give you live-in accommodation on the one of the hotel rooms upstairs. And God knows how I did it, but somehow I just took to it. It was a duck to water, and everything since then really is history.
I remember you told me once that after your first paycheck, you went out and you bought several cookbooks.
Yeah.
You really were hooked.
Well, when I was so disheartened previously for kind of not being able to pursue this career. I mean, when up in photography, I thought I was going to be a photojournalist. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. So I already had an interest in kind of writing and in books. It was ingrained to me at a very young age. You know, reading is, you know, books are your friend. So when I got given this opportunity to work in the kitchens again, I started using that money to buy recipe books. I thought I'd throw myself into it. And as you're flicking through the recipe books and then these, you know, these little, it's like treasure, you know, and you find this amazing picture of something. And I realized composing a dish or creating a dish is the same as making composing a photograph or drawing a picture or painting. I realized all of those things that I thought I wasn't able to do, I was able to do, but just in a different medium, and that was in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's in a different way. I mean, but you can still be very creative, and you can still, you know, lay out the dishes, present them very well.
Composition is composition. And when you're laying out a dish, you're thinking about breaking symmetry, you're thinking about rule of thirds, you're looking about contrast of color. And especially now with social media, it's grown again because now I've gone back into, you know, I'm photographing my own food. But what's really nice about cooking is when you take a photo, you've got a kind of a 2D image. But now when you're creating a plate of food, you've got texture, you know, you've got mouthfeel, you've got taste. So now all of a sudden your canvas isn't 2D anymore, it's 3D. You know, you're not just thinking about, you know, brushstrokes or composition. You're thinking about how you're going to interpret that as you're eating it. And I love it. And I love cookbooks and recipe books and food writers. And yeah, if I ever see any dusty, manky old book in a charity shop, then goddamn, I'm going to buy it. You know, I've got a storeroom just ceiling to floor of books. You know, trying to preserve that knowledge.
It's very important because after the First World War and the Second World War, a lot of knowledge of cooking were lost.
It was lost. It was all lost. You know, but we conquered 3/4 of the world for spices. So anybody who says that English food is bland, you better learn your history. At the end of the day, we had great use of food, but after 2 world wars on rationing, and we come at the end of that, we've already lost 2 generations of knowledge. And unfortunately, that 3rd generation we came out of rationing at the, you know, kind of 50s and start of the 60s, we had this influx of manufactured, readily made, cheap, delicious, sugary, salty, amazing foods. So people were rushing out to the supermarkets. They were buying these ready meals, and it was a taste explosion. And fair play to them, fantastic. But unfortunately, we lost that great grandmother's recipe, how to use nutmeg or cinnamon. You know, I mean, you ask any layman on the streets of London, you know, what would you put nutmeg in? They'll stare at you blankly, and I think it's a shame. So I think it's up to us. We've got the whole world at our fingertips, you know, on our phones, social media. With Instagram, everybody's falling in love with food again, and I think it's up to us to give that knowledge back to the new generation, and we can start exploring food again. You know, how it was meant to be.
I agree. It's a very important part of people's culture
Hmm.
and the nationality. Food
Yeah,
is so important. It brings people together,
yeah.
and it's when people are enjoying themselves.
I mean, I think, I mean, we've all evolved around food, you know, from from that first person to pick up a bird out of a forest fire
Yeah,
and to
exactly.
realize, God damn, that's delicious, and then trying to recreate it, and I think it's ingrained in us to kind of to chase food and deliciousness. But I think in the past, it's always been about what's the cheapest and what's the easiest. And I think now everything is readily available. I think we're now going the other way again, and we're trying to find kind of these lost treasures. I mean, when you really look into food and where it comes from, um, there's such a a landscape, lost treasure troves, of knowledge and food there to explore. But you just need to ask. You need to ask people about it. You need to ask. When you travel somewhere, you don't go to your, nearest fast food joint. Go ask the chef. What market are you buying your food from? Why is this food important to you? I mean, it's one thing to sit with somebody and share a meal with them, and you go, "Oh, thank you very much. That's delicious." Ask them about it. Where's this food come from? Why is this food important to you? And then all of a sudden, it changes your view of, what you're eating. And then all of a sudden, it's not just fuel for your body; it's an experience. And you start to, you start to make connections with food and with people, and with places. And I think that's the most important thing is food isn't just fuel. It's a window. It's a connection.
Yes, definitely a connection, like you said, because if you are asking people these questions, you will probably learn that maybe the recipe was from that person's great great grandma,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's been passed along in generations,
Hmm.
and these carrots were actually created in my backyard.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, exactly.
it's totally different.
Yeah, local. I mean, this is the other thing about chasing local food, because people don't realize the work that people have to do to to grow the food, to farm the food, to kill the food, to transport the food, to get it to you. And I think there needs to be a more human connection from what we're putting in our mouths. There needs to be a greater respect for food. I think it's very close to for people just to kind of disregard it. Doesn't matter. I mean, I can't throw food in the bin. I can't do it. I've got freezers full of just rubbish, just absolute rubbish. I'm going to find, just mushroom stalks.
Yeah, but you know how to use it though, and
Actually,
you
yeah,
do.
I've only got so much freezer space. Let's get in there. But the more of a connection you have, and also, if somebody's taken the time to bloody grow it, and cultivate that, and delicately move it from the field to the crate, to export. I think you owe it to the bloody farmer to at least, treat it with respect. There's a great quote. I can't remember who the quote's by. It's a famous vegan, but he says, "If you're going to have the audacity to eat an animal, at least eat all of it." And I think
Yeah,
that's something that I live by. You just eat all of it, use all of it, and just give a little bit of thanks back and respect.
that's very true.
Mm.
It's also, at least before, people ate what they had available.
Mm-hmm.
They used the forest, they used the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and today, of course, we can eat almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But back in those days, it was a lot harder, and
Yeah.
you took what was very locally. And today, it seems like that trend is coming back. People want to know more about the
They
food
want
and
to know
where
where
it's
it comes
from.
from. Yeah, and so they should. And I think the problem is because unfortunately large, you know, companies have taken food, and it's it's no longer what it was. They've done so much to it and changed it, and it's I mean, I've eaten tomatoes out here. I mean, we're in Spain, we're in Andalusia, and I'm eating tomatoes, and they taste of nothing. Tomato.
It's very
It's
very strange.
Insane. But people would rather go to these large supermarkets and buy this cheap produce. By the way, not that much cheaper. It's only because they don't have to put it in the bloody bag themselves and weigh
exactly.
it. It's probably sometimes it's not even cheaper.
Sometimes,
but it's just that convenience
expensive.
And this habit, and I think we need to break this habit.
It's a habit, basically.
Yeah. Oh, it's easy. Oh, it's easy to go to one shop. But all of these. But who cares about you? Who cares about the food? Who cares about the farmer, the greengrocer? Do you know who cares about the fish and cares about you and the produce and the sea, the fishmonger? Who cares about the meat? Who cares about the farm? Who cares about you? It's the butcher. So to walk past 3 of those people, to go pick up some sugar from a supermarket and then buy tomatoes, fish and mince from the supermarket and then walk past them brazenly with your bag as a trophy, I think is just ridiculous. You're putting people out of business, and it's in you damaging your own health. And
it's better food, local stuff.
I mean, I understand in places where maybe you don't have those things. I've lived in places where you've only really got one supermarket, and that's where you get your stuff. It's convenience. Yeah, fine. But in Spain, I've seen people walking in buying bags of frozen vegetables.
Yeah, but it's so exciting going here to the food market because it's so much to see.
Incredible, dude.
And you get everything.
Incredible. Yeah,
it's incredible to see. So
if you want a spectacular experience, and I learned this. What was I watching? It might have been Boiling Point. It was the first documentary about Gordon Ramsay, and he was with Marco Pierre White. I think it was Boiling Point. And they're talking about when they used to get their coffees, meet up 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, go to the fish market, bleary-eyed, angry, overworked chefs with their cup of coffee. But I tell you what, you get yourself up and you go to one of these fish markets first thing in the morning when the catches first land, and you see the spider crabs moving across, and it's unbelievable. And the fishmongers, their eyes are sparkling. It's, the fishermen are happy, and everyone's tired. But it's amazing, and you see real produce, and there's no place I would rather be than a wet market at 5 o'clock in the morning with a cup of coffee, just looking at this amazing produce. And if you do that once, I would bet the farm that you wouldn't be buying from a supermarket again if you had the option.
Yeah, you'd rather go there and get good and fresh product
and see it. When I went to Bangkok. The first thing I did, I went to a place called Margarita Storm, which is a 24-hour sports bar. Got a beer to talk to the chef. Where'd you buy your produce from? It says Klong Tui Market, one of the biggest wet markets in Asia. So next day, gone there. First thing in the morning. I mean, this place is like a city, and it's just fruit, vegetables, and meat. But all of the animals are alive. All the chickens are alive, all the frogs are alive, everything. But the Thais won't buy shit. If you've got a chicken there that's bloody got fucking 4 legs, 1 wing, no feathers, and looks depressed, they're not going to buy it. And what I couldn't believe is that you had all these hundreds of chickens. They were just walking about, and they all look so healthy and so vibrant. And that's because people cared about the food. Do you know what I mean? And they cared about the food, that the food was healthy, they knew where it was coming from. And I'd never seen anything like it. I thought the chickens were going to be running away scared. They're jumping back in the cage.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? You're not just seeing what's happened to your mate. And no, they're happy. And I just wish we could have a little bit, if that was just a little bit more common in the Western world, or my experience of the Western world, because I just see these markets closing. And these the farmers and grocers and fishmongers and butchers struggling,
You lose your connection to the food you are eating. I think that's how it seems.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can. You've been having a very broad training. And you've been working in a lot of different...
Broad is the word, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
lot of different restaurants in London. Can you tell me more about that? And
Well, I mean, I got this bug for cooking through Long Island Exchange. I went on from there. I worked for a place called Vodka Revolutions, where they sold 100 different types of vodka. And then they used to just give away free pizzas. So I was the guy upstairs making the free pizza and focaccias and sending them down to try and keep these crazy students sober downstairs who are drinking 100 different flavors of vodka. But I learned all about dough and about pizza and these kind of herbs and spices. And for me, as a stupid teenager who doesn't really know anything, at that time, it was just eye-opening. So, I mean, that just fueled the bug. Now I ended up in, the Green Kings, the Weatherspoons, Gourmet Burger Kitchens, all these kind of branded high street restaurants. And a lot of people go there and they work their stint and they go, but you learn so much about the diligent side of the kitchen, about temperatures, about allergen awareness, about contaminant control, about safe handling of chemical, and all these kind of things that other people tend to find boring. I loved. I just thought it was so cool and sci-fi. I don't know why. I just loved it. So I started consuming all these different hazard analysis things and writing it down and filling up my chef bag with all these things. And that gave me the opportunity to kind of move on from those places to more well-to-do restaurants with no real experience or qualification, but a very good hunger and knowledge. And shout out to McDonald's, shout out to, Green King and Weatherspoons, Gourmet Burger Kitchen, because I tell you what, you won't last a week there unless you have at least an intermediate knowledge of, hygiene and contaminant control and allergen awareness. And I've worked in some very nice restaurants for people who've bought their own businesses who have got absolutely no idea, So
that's one of the most important things.
The most important thing. The most important thing. Hygiene before service.
Yeah.
Hygiene before service every time. It doesn't matter how good it tastes. If they're dead in the morning,
then
probably a bad meal.
You can close the doors forever.
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, that's not quite the case. But yeah, I mean, and I've got a lot of respect because I had no prospects. I got kicked out of school. I wasn't doing very well. All I had was a couple of cheap knives. Do you know what I mean? And a couple of charity bought cookbooks, and these places, branded places, invested in me. They gave me a chance. And when I started doing well, okay, step up. And you find yourself in these kind of middle management positions, which is horrible. Nobody out there going to middle management. It's awful. The staff hate you and your bosses hate you. If there's any advice I'm giving now, do not go into fucking middle management. It's hot. Go into it just to know not to do it again. That's my advice.
The worst place to be.
It's awful. Everybody hates you and you get paid the same. Shit.
You'd rather want to bump down the grade, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just do it once just to know not to do it. Yeah. But I was very privileged. I worked for a Gourmet Burger Kitchen who treated me very well. And I have to say, for a branded high street restaurant, they give the chefs so much. They allow the chefs to cook and prepare food when they could probably have bought it in a blue bag. And they know that if they want chefs to kind of work for them who are at a higher level, then they have to let them cook a little bit. So if they just bought loads of frozen crap, the chefs would all leave and then they'd just be left with idiots. But when I was working with Gourmet Burger Kitchen, I wrote a letter to a restaurant called Wabi, which is a AA 2 Rosette Japanese restaurant. And I just wrote a letter basically saying, I'd love to learn some stuff. If there's any space there for me to come in and learn something about what's going on, I'd love the opportunity to come in on my day off. And I was very blessed with a lovely lady chef, Cordelia Friday, who let me in, took me under her wing, and I started learning about Japanese food. And I started washing dishes and watching on the line, and then I was fanning sushi rice and cooling that down, and I was working a bit on the tempura station, and she left to do her own thing, and I ended up with this kind of restaurant with a decent number of staff underneath me, trying to maintain 2 AA Rosettes, and it was incredible. And ever since then, I've really tried to put everything into elevating what I do, to try and give back to that opportunity.
That's awesome. You really have worked your way from the bottom to where you are today.
Listen, dude, it's too long to talk about today.
Yes. So eventually you decided to move to Spain.
Yes, I did. Whether that was a good idea or not, that's still up for debate. But time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I think it's good.
But since you moved down, you have had several businesses in South Spain, precisely in a town not far from Malaga.
That's right,
and
Fuengirola, Andalusia. Yeah, I love it here. I mean, I was given the opportunity to come over. My mother and stepdad took on a bar on the Paseo here on the beachfront. So I came over to take over the kitchen and help them. This is their kind of first foray into hospitality. My wife was very, very heavily pregnant at the time. I think I moved over when my son was, 2 weeks.
That young it was.
It was almost instant. Because they couldn't. He needed his first set of vaccinations before he could travel over. And I have to say that first month was probably the hardest time of my life, really. And not down to any lack of anything, just apart from, being away from the family, and the newborn. It's incredibly hard. But we did it. We made a really good bloody go of it. And unfortunately, there were some unforeseen circumstances when we had to break away from that restaurant, do something else. But what we did there was fantastic, and I think we brought some of the kind of fine dining and weird and wonderful stuff over to a place that didn't really have it at that time. So I'm very proud of that. But then I was here, and that was it. We were in for a penny, in for a pound at that point. From there, we moved on. I got the yuzu tree, Asian takeaway, after that in Las Rampas, and that was just fantastic. Just some of the food that we were putting out there was ridiculous. Chicken feet, fermented eggs, just any weird bush trucker trial you can think of, we were selling there. Unfortunately, turns out the local public weren't really into chicken feet and fermented eggs. So as a business decision, may have not been the best step forward. But I tell you what, it was fucking
could work. All the places
we drank some soju and we ate some chicken, and we had a damn good time for a year. Yeah, and I got fat on noodles. So yeah,
it's very good food though.
It was delicious. What was funny, we had this really niche kind of queue of people that would come around. So we'd have people on their stag party who'd come over, and they'd hear about us, and they would do this thing like this bush trucker trial thing where they'd eat all this weird Chinese food they never had before. But I've got a lot of chef friends over here that are Japanese and Chinese, and on their lunch breaks they used to come over to buy for their lunch and get congee and century egg. My friend Dai Takamatsu, big up. He used to come over in his lunch break. Maybe be a little bit hungover or something, and he'd be buying 24 teriyaki chicken feet. And now, anybody who's eating chicken feet, I mean, it's somewhere between a rib and a chicken wing, but they're very hard to eat. And there's a lot of cartilage, and it's very messy. And if you've had a couple of beers the night before, it's almost impossible. This man used to turn up with a pair of chopsticks in one hand, and he used to turn them in his hand like a beaver. He used to just strip 24 teriyaki chicken feet. It was a spectacle, something to behold, man. Shout out, Dai, Taco Boy, I love you.
I also remember that you had a place called the Blue Algarve.
The Blue Agave, man, that was fantastic. After the yuzu tree and my not so sensible business decision to be as niche as humanly possible, I found a tiny little bar in Los Boliche, and it was it was no rent on it. It was tiny. I mean, I think the capacity on our license was 6 people, including myself. So total capacity, I was allowed 5 customers at a time, and I thought, yeah. So I bought a load of pink paint, a load of blue paint, and I painted it half and half, and I thought, I'm going to turn this place into a fucking tequila bar. And I bought every type of tequila and mezcal that you could think of. We had bottles of 1942. We had just rows of Gusano Rojo. I had a vending machine that you pushed a button and then you had ice cold Jose Cuervo come out. We were doing it was crazy, and we opened up. It was Friday. Was it March? I think it was Friday the fucking 13th, man. Friday the 13th, March 2020. And I remember somebody saying to me, "That's really bad luck. You shouldn't open today." And I said, "Nah, what's can't be bad luck. That's all just superstition." Anyway, the Spanish don't think Friday the 13th is unlucky. So we had our opening party. We opened up about 7 p.m. 11 p.m. Guardia Civil comes in. COVID pandemic. Oh. You're gonna have to shut your bar for further notice. I'm looking at these bottles of fucking 1952. They're fucking. I'm like, shit, man. It's okay. So we close up every time. I'm just gonna go clean the bar quickly. I live next door, luckily. Just hammering bottles of tequila. We eat that out. We never recovered, man. We never recovered. I tried really hard, and it did well. But when they opened up after COVID,
it was different.
Not only was it different, they said they did this thing called partial opening. You know, and they said, okay, so you can open, but you can only have, I think it was 50% of your capacity. I was like, dude, my capacity is 5. So you could. I'm allowed. So there's no state. There's no state help. There's no one coming. The government's not giving you any money, but you can have half. I was like, I'm allowed 2 people in here, am I? So that was another 6 months of me just getting trashed on tequila every day. But I tell you what, man, we was doing a cochinita pill bill. We were doing steamed in banana leaves, cooked overnight in the pressure cooker. We were doing plantain tacos. Oh, god damn, the food. In hindsight, I probably should have invested wiser because it was only me eating it. A few choice people.
You could obviously never know about the COVID situation.
No one could. No, all you can do is, but we use that time to learn about tequila, learn about mezcals, learn about Mexican food, learn about what you can do in a small space, learn about what you're capable of in a high pressure situation like that. How are you going to turn the books around? How are you going to pay your rent? So even though it didn't work out as a long-term business venture, what I learned from 2 years was incredible.
Plenty of valuable lessons.
Really valuable and a great time, man. And I hated tequila when I opened that place. I would never drink it.
No, you love it.
I love it now, man. They would say, "Why are you opening tequila?" I said, because it would look good in blue and pink. This place would look good in blue and pink, and with loads of tequila on the shelf, so we're doing it. And I learned everything there was to know, the origins of tequila and where it comes from and how to drink it and all that we're doing. On Sundays, first Sunday of every month, we were doing these tastings, these sommelier flights. And that was the only thing that paid our rent. Because what we were doing one Sunday of every month was paying for the premises for the month. And we were just putting on sombreros. and drinking the most goddamn expensive tequila we could find, eating chili peppers and eating tacos, and it was fantastic. And the knowledge I gained from that place is invaluable. So just because things don't work out doesn't mean that you can't. They're a negative thing, positive things can come to an end as well.
Out of it too,
for real.
For the next thing, the next project as well, and you were still in the moment and just had to play the cards you had.
That's it. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
Because
all you can do.
Yeah. The only way you can do it is cheat.
You didn't have any control over the situation. Yeah. Nobody did. And the place we had after that was
Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad is a great little sports bar, man. But it just didn't set off. We were desperate to get something up, and because I felt like I couldn't go into anything else after that. I'd been so long running my own businesses, doing stuff, and I'd just been taking knock after knock. Some of them self-inflicted. But when we took on the Frog and Toad, and it did well, but there was all these new little not stupid, all these laws that came into effect about silly things like plumbing, how you pay the tax on the basura, the rubbish out here, just small things, the way they tightened up terrace laws on how many seats you could have inside or outside, and all of these little kind of
a lot of details that changed.
Tiny little details that changed, and it was too much.
It was
it's 100 quid there, 100 quid there, 100 quid there, 100 quid there. That's going to be a couple of grand.
What's the way to get in more money after they had to shut a lot of things down? I'm guessing one of the reasons.
Yeah. Lots of places have closed now.
A lot of places
because they don't have the camp. A lot of people come to Spain because they have the opportunity to risk it for a biscuit. They can come here, they can put some money in, and if it does well, they do well, and they've got business. And if it doesn't do well, you get a couple of years out of it. That used to be the case. But there's these little things that have started to come into play about. I mean, a lot of it's structural. I mean, it used to be the person who owned the bar shouldn't be fined for any kind of structural problems that maybe don't fit to code because they weren't there when the bar was built. But they changed that law very recently. One of these things, for example, is access to disabled toilets. So it's nothing to do with the landlord. It's to the person who owns the bar, which I think is a great thing. By the way, I think it's very, very important that you should have enforced access in places so that everybody are able to access it. 100%, I'm behind that. Unfortunately, the time limits, the amount of money and hoops you have to jump through to be able to transform something that you've already put all of your money into, and then to be given a bill in five figures it's
a lot of money.
It's a lot,
and they should definitely have find another way to include it in the price, or give you more time to do it.
Just I think the time of the golden age of businesses and it kind of being a get rich quick scheme here are now coming to an end, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that the more stringent the laws, the better, realistically. I mean, I come from, as I said, a branded background in kind of London, Greater London. So I think it's very good for businesses to be held accountable. Unfortunately, lots of people have already come into this game without that being a hurdle. So I think it's very unfair and sad for them and for my own businesses in the past. But I don't think it's a bad thing to hold business owners under more accountability. I think if people want to own a business, they need to have more.
Probably a little bit to lose before, I've heard, and they need to have a little bit more control, probably.
Yeah, and
then it maybe goes in the other direction. It's maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That happens a lot of places. But in Spain, Mediterranean food, do you love it? And how do you use that kind of food in your recipes?
I've what did I have for lunch today? I had a ploughman's, but I had chorizo and honey in it. So I had every little thing that I do now, like when I cook, you end up using the kind of the normal stuff that's around you. So everything is a little bit more porky, a little bit more oily, a little bit more salty, and a little more fresh. The ingredients here are fantastic. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to go to a grocer's and find anything that's bad. You know,
It's also very the Mediterranean diet is very healthy as
it
well.
is olive oil, olive oil, olive oil, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I cannot state it enough. You know, the less contact it has with any kind of mechanics, just fresh, fantastic. Put it on everything. You know, I don't. There's no margarine in my house. Sometimes I buy butter. It's normally for baking. If there's anything left over, the wife gets it, obviously. But yeah, olive oil on everything, and it's so cheap for what you use. I mean, people think that it's expensive, but it's not. I mean, it's probably the same amount, if not cheaper than butter. And the health benefits are brilliant. And most of the veg, in my experience, that's readily available here, especially if you're buying seasonally, it's all grown from up the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
You have a lot of oranges.
Yeah.
You have avocados.
Yeah.
Olives,
Yeah.
like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You have a lot of good ingredients.
Everything.
Very close by.
Yeah.
You have the fish on the coastline.
The fish here is unbelievable, man. Really good. I mean, I will say it's not as good as England. It's not as good as Britain. I mean, we
Norway as well.
So yeah, we're a little bit biased, but fantastic, man. You know, the bass, bream is fantastic around here. Oh, yeah, octopus, mackerel, really nice.
We are also here today to talk about your ding whippers.
Ding whippers,
and
man.
the hot sauces that we have here in the front.
Ding whippers, Chilli Wonderland. I've brought a few spicy delights to kill you with today. You will enjoy them, don't worry. Yeah, whether you like it or not.
I love it. I love all food. And I'm Indian, so I like spicy
I know.
food.
I've got something special for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, not too spicy though.
Yeah, it is. There's ice cream, don't worry.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that after though. You can tell more about the sauces. What kind of ingredients do you use there?
So, I mean, I've always...
you are selling them, so...
I am, yeah. Ding Whippers Chilli Wonderland. This is my latest venture. It's been a long time coming. We started importing hot sauces around 8 years ago to supplement the income with our first restaurant. And when we started doing chili challenges, hot wing challenges, and they became really, really popular. And slowly, it started to snowball. And in the Frog and Toad, the Scandies found out I was doing hot sauces, and the fucking thing went wild, man. I mean, everybody wanted a different sauce. So we've got 6 sauces now, or 3 sauces and 3 chutneys. And I've always had this kind of love for not only different cultures, but also fairy tales and folk tales and mythological figures. So each sauce is kind of come from a different, like a different folk tale or figure of mythology. They have very, very distinct flavors. So they're not all chili. You know, they're either very distinct different types of chili, or we have mustard, and yeah, each one's accompanied with a story, and they're all for different things. So you've got devil sauce here, which I brought in, which is our Korean barbecue, and that's specifically made for wings. It's an everything sauce. You can use it for everything, but it's specifically made for wings.
Wings and barbecue.
Wings, barbecue,
Meat.
yeah, do what you want. Yeah, mix it, yeah, dips, anything. But yeah, it's something I'm very passionate about, you know, and I found a lot of hot sauces now are just very gimmicky. let's see how hot we can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's just about the
it's just
spicy
chili.
thing.
It's just
It needs to
it's
taste
another chili and
something as
something
well.
else, another chili. But I try everything to be distinct. But I'm also trying to highlight the country where they're from. So devil sauce is not just about being a hot chili sauce for chicken. It's Korean.
Korean.
Go look at Korean food. If you're eating some Korean chicken, the best chicken in the world. I don't care what anybody says. Korean fried chicken is the best in the world, hands down. Fight me, I don't care. Go have a look at their food. We've got the frambuesa loca, which is our coffee naga chili jam. Celebrating the naga chili, fantastic with cheeses, but then celebrating this kind of marmalade culture in Spain. Everything needs some marmalade on it. Then we've got, what else have we got here? We've got some jus chili and garlic. If you've got any beef, any Chinese food, any rice, but it's supposed to be directing you away from the sauce and into a rabbit hole of either mythology or another country or
History
culture.
and culture.
Yeah, 100%. So you start with the sauce, read the back of it, and then go down the rabbit hole and look at all the different things that you can put it on. Yeah.
That's very good and interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we're trying to capture imagination with it. We've got our Ding Wipper is our protagonist, our kind of mascot, who's this kind of this feline Willy Wonka of the spice world. We've got a lot of stories to accompany our sources, which is if you go onto our social media, you'll be able to read. And he goes through all these little adventures through time and different universes, finding all the best spicy ingredients to bring you these awesome sauces.
Awesome. And the chilies you have with you.
We do. We grow these ourselves. I've gone a bit chili mad. It's up my balcony at the moment into a absolute. It's like a greenhouse at the moment, but it's fantastic.
That's very good.
Yeah, we're in
Everything
summer
looks
heat
very
now, so
amazing.
yeah.
How much do you sell these sauces for?
At the moment, we're selling them at the 250ml bottles, which are substantial. It's like a ketchup bottle for €7.50. Recyclable milk bottles. Also important for us, the glass is made in Spain as well. So it's important that I'm in Spain, so the ingredients that I'm buying where I can buy local, I am. So they're €7.50. We do the 3 for 20. But we're hoping, as time goes on, we can bring price points down. But we're not going to come down on quality. So the most important thing, realistically, is our packaging. And
yes,
there's some large printing companies, for example, who we could use, and we could bring that price point down. Or we could use my great friend Dory down the road, who's a local, printer, and we can support her. So she supplies all of our printing. So, and it's really important that we don't kind of budge on that.
that's very good.
Yeah, but you do know that when you buy stuff from us, that you're supporting local businesses.
Local
You're not just
stuff.
supporting me. You're supporting Dory. You're supporting these Enfracaso is the jar company we use. All of those delivery drivers, we keep everything local. I understand that people can use these huge, Chinese companies when needed, and that's fantastic and all power to them. But when you buy products from us, you
Totally
support
local.
the local businesses
That's
in
very
my
good.
local area. Yeah.
I think we should try one.
You want to try one now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we should. Huh?
I think it's only fair.
Yeah, we gotta try one.
So I think we should go in ascending heat. So this is probably going to shock you, but the least spicy is probably the devil, man. And
Yeah.
I know you've had a little penchant for my devil sauce in the previous. In fact, this is your bottle, so you do the honors and
Thank you.
pop it. Yeah, man. Let me get you some wings there. You got the long spoon. Oh, God damn. Oh, you're going for the dip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You got sauce first and then the dip. I'm a topper. That's my. I've been watching too much Hot Ones. That's my problem.
Yeah. It's not that spicy, is that?
We'll see how we go. Right. Hey. Salud.
Salud.
Aye. It's very gratifying for the listener.
Oh yeah.
That's the sound of me chewing.
It's very good.
Fucking hell, bro.
It's very good.
Jesus Christ. So I'm sorry to blaspheme on your podcast.
It's the devil sauce. It's coming now.
Oh my God.
You know, you can feel the heat after.
Oh man. This is the only reason I agreed to be here today. Because I knew I was going to get... Well, I knew I was going to be able to sell a bottle of sauce. Because you know you're paying for these, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah.
And it was also beer. I know I got you here because of the beer too.
Mm-hmm. If you want to book me for anything, guys, out there listening, if you have beer and or money, talk to my agent. I'm available.
I'll take just 40%.
God damn. Right. Okay. Fucking hell. Right.
That's delicious, man.
Right, you're gonna have to try this one as well. This is my favorite. Don't go for the napkins yet, bro. Because otherwise you're just wasting napkins at this point. Okay? Because it's not getting any cleaner than this. This is Zhulong. My Chinese chili and garlic. Zhulong. Oh my God, bro. Zhulong being a Chinese dragon controls night and day with a blink of his eyes. And I can assure you that if you put a little bit of this onto your lunch, you'll be fucking ushering in the sun. My fucking word. Just pour it on. Come on, dude. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's out now?
Yeah, salud. Let's go.
Salud.
Yeah. Oh, boy. See, that's the one.
It's very good.
Devil is our bestseller, but Zhulong, wow. I'll tell you what I like about the Zhulong. It's the sourness to it.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes very different.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It was really important to us that every one of our products is unique and identifiable, like on its own merit. Can't be confused with anything else. And although they're spicy, nothing's too spicy. Go on, get the white roll. You know, I made that mistake before. We were selling hot sauces, and you were selling one, and then they're saying, "Oh, hey," a month later, "Do you want another bottle?" No, that's okay, man. It's still in the fridge. And then 2 months later, "Do you want another bottle?" No, it's still in the fridge. And I realized I'm making these things too spicy, dude, because you're only bringing it out occasionally, basically to fuck up your friends. That's the only time people are buying it. So by enhancing the flavor, but bringing down the chili, it became more of an enjoyable experience to everyone. Now this one, I know you've had some of the other sauces. This one I think you're gonna like. This is coffee and raspberry naga chili jam, frambuesa loca, available at your favorite social, Wipper's Chili Wonderland now. Now this.
That's the new one.
This is best to be paired with cheese, okay?
All right.
I prefer like a camembert, brie, something like that. Right. Yeah, bro.
Looks very
Yeah.
nice.
So in each jar of one of these, you've got a cup of coffee. One cup of coffee. Yeah. And the ingredients are it's vinegar, raspberry, naga coffee. Dink it, sink it. You should like this one. That's the sound of me eating cheese.
Very good.
Oh, mate. Really very naughty. We're really, really proud of these. Really proud.
You should be.
It's been 8 years in the making. You know, slowly.
That's a long time, and it's good to. You can. The quality is good now on
We
it.
started out importing sauces. Then we went to these little plastic bottles. Then what we're putting on the wings, and now we're here. I've got orders every morning. I'm waking up. I've got orders on the phone, and it's. I just love it. I love it. Bringing heat to the people. God damn. Right. Pass me the drink over there. Have you got a spare? Drink your beer. The best thing for chili. Janli bao. It's like a Chinese Lucozade. Low sugar, high glucose. I swear by this, man. I get smashed in the kitchens, yeah. I'm crawling out after service. My whole body's broken. I go to my local Chinese supermarket. As soon as I walk in, they see me. They go, Janli bao? I say, Janli bao. Yes, yeah. Telling you, absolute cure-all. Hungover, Janli bao. Spicy, Janli bao. Go. Mm. It's just like carbonated honey, bro.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Ice cream.
It helps for the with the chili.
It just neutralizes it, man.
Neutralizes it, definitely.
Yeah. It's somewhere between Lucozade and Iron Brew. It's crazy. So this is the last thing now I'm going to try. This is the newest product on the line. This is a Cremovaya Bomba, which is the ice cream that we've released. The ice cream is 2% by volume. It's been set with vodka. So this allows us to give the ice cream a smoother consistency without using artificial stabilizers or chemicals. So there's no crap in it. And then on top of that, we've got a chili chocolate fudge that we make ourselves. And then we've got a cayenne pepper running through it. So it's not too spicy. It's not really spicy at all. It just leaves a tiny, tiny numbness on your tongue. And but this is the perfect thing after some spicy wings, I'm telling you. Janli bao and Cremovaya Bomba. Mm. God damn. Stupid, right?
Very good.
Stupid, right? I made it thinking it was just going to turn out to be like rubbish. And
It really works.
it really works. You know, something that I get an idea in my head. I have to run out, buy the ingredients. I wonder if that'll work and make it. And I made this thing and I was like, the people need to know. We were just starting to crest on the heat wave. It's creeping up to like 40 degrees. I was like, the bars need this. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're on the terrace. You're a couple of sherbets in. This takes the edge off.
Definitely. It was lovely.
Excuse the dead air and silence.
Oh yeah. We're just enjoying the
We're
food.
just eating ice cream at your
We have
pleasure. Yeah. Click and subscribe.
You will definitely subscribe on the sauces.
Yeah, man.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh. If people buy these sauces, how can they use them in their own things?
Definitely, man. We try and release. I've got a Ding Whippers newsletter that anybody can contact me via the social media. I'll add you via WhatsApp. And once a month, we send out a newsletter with recipes and events and everything like that. This isn't just about pouring sauce onto food to make it spicy. Creme fraiche devil sauce. You got some sesame seeds. You got the most amazing dip. You want to put jus long in your soups with a squeeze of lemon. You've got some of the most amazing hot and sour soup. And the list goes on. We've got elephant head, our sweet chili, lime, in the wok with some peppers and chicken. You've got a spicy sweet chili chicken that you're going to absolutely love. We do octopus gazpacho with octopus ceviche with gazpacho that we do with a jus long. That's fantastic. So reach out on the social medias, Ding Whippers Chili Wonderland. We'll add you to the newsletter, and you can get all these recipes. And anybody who sends up with the Fortitude and Flow, obviously you get 10% off any orders that you put through there. But if you do anything, just get one bottle just to try. Guaranteed, you won't look back.
It's definitely worth it, and we leave all the details in the show notes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Reach out.
Yes, you can talk about the entrepreneurship and how is it actually to move to a different country and start businesses? What should you be aware of when it comes to the
I mean,
red
this is the thing. It's easy to start. It's hard to finish. And I think this is, if anything, all ideas are great. So anything that you're going off to do on your own back, if you're trying to chase passive income, if you're trying to bring one of your own ideas to life, then throw caution to the wind and just do it. But if you're looking at bricks and mortar, if you're looking at going somewhere that needs any licensing, if you're looking at, rented premises or anything with like where you need due diligence or care on the public, whether it's through, hygiene or whatever, you make sure that you invest in a lawyer, an engineer, and an accountant. But that's before you put money down. And if you don't have, let's say 1,000, if you don't have 1,000 for the lawyer, the engineer, and the accountant to go through absolutely everything first, then there's no point doing it. Because if you can't front that risk and float that first, then you're probably chasing a pipe dream. Because if only one thing goes wrong, you're in. And I've made this mistake so many times. This can't fail, and it's always the stupidest things, the smallest things, structural repairs to a toilet, or where you pay your basura to, or the COVID, or all these kind of things that you're completely unprepared for. So if you want to do anything that's brick and mortar or your own business like that, then please make sure you get everything. Engineer, looking at your structural work. Make sure you've got the original blueprints of the property. Make sure you've got a copy of the original project, making sure that everything is to code as when that project was, originally disclosed to the council. Make sure you've got a lawyer and an accountant. And once all of those I's and T's are dotted and crossed, then absolutely go for it. But be diligent. Be really, really diligent, and be knowledgeable, because it could absolutely destroy you and destroy your life if you don't worry about it. What's the worst that can go wrong? It can be in a lot of debt. It can really go wrong. And it's not just the debt; it's the stress.
That's stress and health.
I brought my family into businesses, and God knows how we were strong enough to still be together now. When I've made a decision to bring my family into a business and thrown caution to the wind, and then it's all gone tits up, because I've taken that decision, but they're the ones suffering the consequences. So it's not just about that. It's about your mental health. It's about your family well-being as well as your financial well-being. So just be clever and be diligent, and go to the right people first.
Very good advice. But also I was thinking the competition here in Spain, is it very hard? Because there's so many
But in
bars,
hospitality,
so many restaurants here.
in hospitality, yeah, yes and no, yes and no. I mean, it depends what you're doing. I mean, if you want to open up a small English bar and you want to do cheap English breakfasts, you might struggle, you might succeed, and there's a lot of competition. If you want to go and open up and you want to do something very niche, then you might struggle because there might not be enough people biting for it. If you've got a lot of money behind you, if you can pay your staff and you can pay your premises for a year and you can pay for everything and the money is not the issue, then probably not. No, you'll probably succeed. After a year or 2 years where people know that you're there, you'll probably succeed because people hear like familiarity.
Yeah.
If somewhere's new, you'll walk
place.
past it. Oh, that place won't last long. 6 months later, oh, that place is still there. A year later, oh, must go in there. 2 years later, you've succeeded. So if you've got an idea and you've got an ambition and you've got enough money, then you'll probably do all right. But if you're just trying to make money off cheap bacon sandwiches, or you want to do fine dining, but you've got no funds in the bank, then you might find it a bit of an uphill struggle.
Yes, I mean, it's so many restaurants and bars here that is opening and closing.
Mm-hmm.
We can see that every year.
Mm. And I think a lot of that isn't down to custom. It's down to lack of, their due diligence before they got the place, which I've been guilty of more than once. I've definitely made that mistake more than once.
So it's a lot of preparation before. Find the right location, the spot. Find out.
I mean, all that's it. It's just knowing the law, and knowing the parameters, and knowing the people in your local area. And because if you open somewhere up and nobody knows you personally, then you might struggle. Because you open, you say, "Oh, hi guys, I'm here," but the other 20 bars surrounding you, who have been there for God knows how long together, all know each other. They all drink in each other's bars. They all go around each other's houses. They're all on the same WhatsApp groups. So you opening up in the middle of them, not going to work. If you want to come into a place and you've got your eye on something and you're there for 3 months, 6 months, you're talking to the bars, you're getting pally with the owners. Because if the people around you and the businesses around you don't want you there, then you won't survive, because they're your bread and butter. They're the locals, and all of their locals are their friends. I mean, we're not talking about London High Street, where the people coming into your bar are strangers. You know each other. Everybody knows each other. When you walk into a bar and if they don't know you, it's like the Wild West. Everything goes quiet and people look at you because it's a small town. It's a
very small town.
And I think if you want to make your mark somewhere, the best thing that you can do is make friends, ingratiate yourself with the local community and the local businesses, and number one rule: be fucking humble. Because otherwise you will be humbled very quickly. And anybody wants to come around and unzip their flyers and go, "Come have a look at me," you'll be sent packing rather quickly.
Good thing in business that you need to have respect for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have respect for your competition, and you need to have respect for your guests, your clients.
Yeah, call it the boomerang. We still work a lot of festivals and big events. So all of these people you're working with, say Henley Regatta or Goodwood Festival of Speed, or Download, Reading, one of these big things. You've got all your pitches up. Everyone's got their bars and their burger bars or whatever. Everybody's hyper aware that everybody who walks in, you want their custom. You don't want them to go to next door because you want their money. There's only so much money floating around. So it is kind of cutthroat, but you have the boomerang. So the first thing that you do after you've rigged up, you see that bar over there that sells mojitos, or we're selling burgers. Let's go get 12 burgers, send it over to the mojito bar. And you see that one over there that does bacon sandwiches and coffees in the morning, send 12 over to them.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And then all of a sudden, when it gets hot and it's 2:00 in the afternoon, then all of a sudden you've got 12 margaritas coming over to you. When you wake up in the morning and you've just done a 15, 16 hour shift, all of a sudden old Pedro next door is bringing you a bacon sandwich and a coffee. So even though you're cutthroat and you advertising wise and on the face of it, you're all going for the same business, everybody working behind those facades all see themselves as one team. You know, we're all chefs, we're all cooks, we're all hospitality, we're all struggling and swimming upstream to try and make money and make it work. The moment you piss one of your neighbours off, that's it. You're ended. Because then all of a sudden you're the only team of staff that aren't getting coffee and bacon sandwiches in the morning. The only ones that aren't getting margaritas. Then by the end of the day, you're the only guys that can't keep up. You're the only guys that are tired. And it's the same in a setting in Fuengirola or something like that. You know, once these guys start talking, nah, we don't like those guys. No, they're not. You know, they're not for us. All of a sudden, your customers start disappearing one by one.
It's this town is very that you need to stick together.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of competition here.
Yeah.
The winters can be cold here.
Yeah.
Very cold when it comes to no tourists at all.
Mm-hmm. This is where the locals keep
a lot
you up.
less tourists, but in the summer it's booming. So it's nice. You need to have the locals here backing you up in the winter period.
Almost every year on year, the worst months for us are July and August. It's too hot.
Yeah.
So you're not established enough. You're not really a tourist trap. But in the winter and the cold months, have always year on year been our best months, because that's when the locals are coming over. So you stay open a little bit later, but then all of a sudden, matey from that bar down the road, they're coming in with their family when they close up their bar. They're having a burger. They're getting some chicken wings. They're getting this. They're getting that. Let's all pop down to let's pop down to that, guys, and we all support each other.
Yeah, support each other.
12 of us go down and get a shot and a drink, and everyone gets a burger. Well, that's his rent made for the week. And there's a big kind of community, less community, more pirate ship.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a pirate. Yeah, you don't want mutiny. We call it greasing the wheels. You know, you need to make sure the cogs are turning, because you'll be walking the plank, dude.
And it's very good advices that you are giving. But also moving to a different country when it comes to the language. Has that been very hard for you when it comes
really,
to
really difficult. Really difficult. When I first moved over here, it was okay. I was like, I'm going to learn the language. It's going to be okay. I started going to the.
You need to have that state of mind at least to really go.
I think some people. I mean, there's an argument that, look, if you're retired, and you're at the kind of last decade or a couple of decades of your life, and you've got a busload of money, and you're going over to another country because you just want to drink wine and turn brown.
And chill.
Just, you know what, take the money. They're old, leave them alone. They're bringing all of their life's earnings to your country. Leave them the fuck alone. Like, if they want to be ignorant and whatever, then fine. But I think young people, especially people who want to own businesses, I think there's a certain level of respect. We should learn the language. And if you can't learn the language, try to speak it. Sound like an idiot. There's a lot of this thing. I think a lot of Spanish would be surprised on how much Spanish English people know. And I think a lot of it is English people or British people. We don't want to sound silly by saying it slightly wrong, when in actual fact, if they just tried and missed a syllable, or, they got the...
At least you can communicate then.
But they take it as a form of respect. But when I first come out, I was at the Casa del Cultura. It's like free Spanish lessons, and I did that twice a week. But then due to certain circumstances of 5 years ago and COVID and everything, I found it very difficult to keep up with those lessons because of work and stuff. But I think it's very important to always be, not just to say, no, I'm not going to do it. Even if you haven't learned it, even if you sound like an idiot, even if you don't have the time, you need to be making some sort of positive improvement every day, even if it's minuscule. Some effort. Because the moment that you show willing, the minute that you say something wrong, and I don't know how it is in the rest of Spain, but especially in Andalusia, they recognise that.
Oh yeah.
They're happy to correct you, and normally 9 times out of 10, if you say something wrong, they'll correct you and then converse with you in English. But if you just shout at them in English, the response is normally hostile, which I can't.
It's not the same nice vibe, no.
Yeah, no.
But it's like, I think when...
Do you know where the milk is? Generally doesn't get the fucking best, the best out of overworked retail staff in Spain. So maybe, just be okay to feel stupid. If you want to learn a language, you have to look stupid. That's how you learn it.
Yeah,
and everyone can laugh. They can pat you on the head, and you'll learn something.
And not knowing the language, missing out a lot.
You miss out on a huge amount. And there's such a vibrant people, a huge amount of knowledge, and missing out on a huge community that you can be a part of just because of an unwillingness or some kind of sense of pride to not learning a language is very sad. And that's also not just about the country that you live in, but it's also about the people that surround you. If you go into a Chinese supermarket and you go in there every day, if you're going to the Romanian supermarket, you go there every day. Whatever the thing is, why not learn how to say fucking hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Why,
and have a nice day.
You know what? Hello and thank you. Goes a long way. I mean, it goes a long way, And then all of a sudden, Lynn's looking after you. Do you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, Marianne's looking after you. Now all of a sudden, you're slowly encroaching yourself into other people's worlds, and it's a fantastic feeling. So it's not just about learning the language of the country that you're in, but it's the people that are around you. Network, get together. We're all one people. Think about all the delicious food we're missing out on, Frederick.
Oh yeah, the food.
Oh, damn.
But also, if your Wi-Fi goes down, you cannot speak in Spanish. You are pretty fucked.
I love the way that's where you go. Yeah, but what about the Wi-Fi? Though?
Yeah.
Let's serious issues at hand.
It really is.
Yeah, man.
Can be.
Yeah, 100%.
This was really good.
I've
never tried this before.
I don't know what company. If anybody knows there, because look, the only thing I can say in Chinese is like ni hao, ni hao ma. I can say shishia, thank you, and I can say jiddly bao. So I can say hello, how are you? Jiddly bao, thank you. If anybody knows who fucking makes this, please tell me, because I'll buy wholesale. I'll endorse. I'll make a sauce out of it. I don't care. This is my my fridge. You open my fridge, just jiddly bao.
It's really good.
It's really good, man.
So, what's your dreams forward in life? What's your plans?
You know
Are you
what?
opening something new in the future, or do you have?
I hope so. I mean, I want to see my hot sauces in some local bars, some local supermarkets. I think that would be lovely. I'd like it to be offset so that somebody else is making them, factory somewhere. I'd like to be taking a steady income from just a 9-to-5 bread and butter job. But I want a chicken shop, man. I want to do Korean fried chicken. I want to do Korean fried chicken with my little boy. He's going to be leaving school 10 years maybe. He wants to be a chef. He helps me package the sauces. He's always really testing new chicken products with me. And that's all I want out of life. When I was younger, I wanted to be Michelin this. I wanted to have these restaurants. I wanted to do everything. But now, I want to have a solid passive income, and I want to fry some damn chicken with my son, and I'll be happy. Like I'll be more than happy. But it sounds small. But,
seems like a very nice
for that to be viable, I want it to be a long-term thing. I want to be ancient. I want to be coming in 80 years old, and my little boy there frying the chicken. And I want that family legacy. I want that mum and pup. Chicken shop, food store, hawker stand. I want it, and hopefully I get a chance to write some stuff down.
That's really cool, and when he's learning from you, he's going to be a very good chef. I can tell you that.
Travel and eat chicken Hot sauce.
That's awesome.
I'm a simple man, Fred.
I mean, your food is not always that simple. It's very good.
Yeah,
It's,
I appreciate it, man.
you have
I try, man.
you use a lot of creativity in your food and a
I
lot
try
of
to.
passion
You
and
know,
time.
it's hard. It's hard to find sparks in life.
You come up with new things.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
You're at work.
Develop new things.
You're working all day. It's hard to find sparks in life. But you know what? Just an open mind, a couple of beers, go to the supermarket, hour in the kitchen, and it's an amazing feeling. You can do whatever you want. You're a painter.
The good thing with food that you can always learn something new.
100%. Always. I mean, I don't think there's one job or one person I've ever met when you talk about food where they don't say something. And was I talking? You know, it's well, I'm not really a chef. People say I'm not really a chef. How do you make beans on toast? Oh, well, you know, you put the beans on the toast. Well, how brown do you like your toast? Oh, well, it has to be this brown. It can't be that. Okay, all right. And then do you butter it to the corners, or do you use margarine? Oh, no, you have to use butter. Oh, okay. Do you like liquid on the beans, or do you? No. You can't have liquid from the beans. Which you do have the inspiration, and every person that you talk to, you ask them a very simple question about beans on toast, and every other person will have a different way of doing it. And I'm that stupid idiot who every time I talk to someone has to go out and buy the beans and the toast and make it their way. And I like to see what everybody's doing. And you surprise yourself. You go, that's amazing. That's good.
Again, you are from England, and it's so many different kind of people there and
I thought you were going
culture.
to say beans.
So when it comes to that, of course, it's going to be you have the whole Indian scene there when it comes to the food. And you have so many other things as well. So it's so international.
Some of the best takeaway in the world, man. One thing I miss about UK is the takeaway. God damn, we do it so good. Well, it's not really us, is it really? It's the immigrants. I'll take fucking full credit.
No, I think it's everyone over there.
It is, man. I tell you what, there's just something.
It's been there for
man.
such a long time now. And seems like everyone is enjoying it. And tourists too.
It's beautiful, man. There's something magical about London, you know, around 10, 11 o'clock. And you walk around and it's normally a little bit rainy or something. And the street lights kind of, because the rain on the kind of light kind of disperses, everything's a little bit sparkly, almost like you're looking through a diamond. There's a smell that you can't pinpoint. You know, when you land in back in Blighty, there's a certain smell that you can get, and when you look around, it's like the sound of a puddle splashing, dude. I can't explain it. You know, when the car driving past, and it all just fits together like a jigsaw, and it's amazing. And you see all these little different takeaway stands and all these different people, and you know, people queuing up to buy. You know, there's a shop in I think it's Tottenham, and it only sells different types of naan breads. You know, and then next to that you've got like a Ethiopian joint, and it's only vegan. And then you
have everything.
It's incredible, man. It's absolutely incredible. And I do miss that side of it. Unfortunately, I can't quite afford to enjoy it at the moment. Maybe when I win the lottery, I'll be
more expensive country.
Yeah.
So, if you have one chef that's been inspiring you the most, who would that be?
Anthony Bourdain. Love you, bro. Rest in peace. 86, Anthony Bourdain. By a long stretch, not the best chef in the world. Not the best chef in the world. But he did so much with his life. He was a fantastic writer. And I thought he shined a huge spotlight on cultures and countries that wouldn't have got the exposure that they would have got without him. Tragically, he took his own life, but I think even in his suicide was a lesson for chefs on how hard the industry can be and how hard it is to juggle a family. When you go back to the first book, you know, shot to fame with Kitchen Confidential, That was in his 40s, 42 or something, I think. And that was an expose on how all the gritty things that go on in the kitchen, and hospitality starts to live. That before that, everybody thought it was tall hats and haute cuisine and we chef, chapeau, chapeau. And he kind of shined a light onto what it was really like to be a chef. And in the end, he took his life through that trauma of what it really is to work in hospitality. And I think his whole life and breadth of work is warning for other people in the industry to look at. And it doesn't matter whether you like him or you dislike him. His breadth of work is incredible. And I always say, like, Anthony Bourdain didn't make it until he was in his 40s. That's when he became recognised as a chef and a writer and a critic, really. And before he'd got to that time, he'd already had his loves and his adventures. He'd already lost and won battles to drugs. And I think it reminds you that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still make it. I always think, oh God, I'm struggling through life and it's really hard. And I'm thinking, fucking Bourdain did it in his 40s. So we can do it too. And the same, I know how sad I was when he passed. Whenever times get really hard or times get really dark, I think of him as, look, don't do what he did. Don't be a selfish prick. You got to see this through, the people around you and the people who respect you. And when you look at what he did for other people and shined a light on their food and their cuisine, I want to try, and I think we all owe it to try and do the same, and experience food, culture, people, countries for what they are. Sit down. Don't go to the fancy restaurant. Sit down on the beer crate. Don't ask what meat it is. Don't just I'll have what the chef's having. And immerse yourself.
Be curious.
Yeah.
That's a very nice
shout out Anthony Bourdain. Yeah. 86 chef. Salud.
So, fortitude means strength. What kind of state of mind, mental qualities, and techniques can you recommend other people to have if they want to succeed as a chef? And what have you used? And what would you say to a person who's just have a dream to succeed in this industry?
I think fortitude is the word. You need to be strong, and you need to be somewhat of a martyr. You need to kind of enjoy it a little bit. You need to be able to enjoy the pain a little bit, in my experience, to make it. When you finish a shift and you're battered and you're bruised, you get two types of people. You can think, oh, that was horrible. Oh, that was awful. If you feel like that, don't pursue it as a career, because when you're successful and when you're succeeding, you will feel like that every night, like a boxer,
Yeah, you go.
When your restaurant is busy, when you're at the peak, when you are succeeding, that is physically and mentally the bottom for you. That's the worst you'll be, because you have to work hard to put it out. You have to physically endure it, mentally endure it. The more successful you are, the less you're going to sleep. And the more battered and bruised you are. To quote Anthony Bourdain, he said, my advice to anybody getting in this industry, you should go and work a shift in the Olive Garden. I think it was. Go work a shift in the Olive Garden or Wendy's and just see if it's for you. Because if you don't leave that shift thinking this is brilliant, then it's not for you, And for me, I love it. When I get absolutely shafted at work, there is no better feeling. Oh, when you're doing it, it's horrible. I mean, it's awful. Why won't we this? But when you've done it and you look at your section's clean, and you're looking at the big stack of tickets that you've put out, and you're looking at how much prep you've got to do tomorrow because you've sold everything, and you're looking at all those people eating the food that you made, I mean, it's like that scene in Rocky, you know, Adrian. You know, you just feel you feel amazing after the end of it because you did it and you persevered. If you feel like that, if you get that euphoria, then it's for you. If you don't feel like that and it makes you feel shit, respectfully go get another job that earns you money and then go cook at home. You can still enjoy cooking and you can still enjoy sharing your food. You use it on social media, but we don't need any more chefs or any more hospitality staff that don't enjoy doing it because it's
exactly.
I don't think it's good for the future. Yeah, you got to enjoy pain. Yeah, fortitude.
That's fortitude.
Fortitude, bro. Fortitude and flow. That's the kitchen, brother.
I think this has been a very nice conversation, and thank you.
Man, thank you so much. I've been fed. I've been watered. Thank you very much. My wife never lets me talk this much.
I wait. You can come back another time.
Fantastic, man. Thank you very much, man.
Thank
really
you very
appreciate
much.
it. Awesome.